Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is for people who are about to start year 12 and I'm going to be sharing some of my top tips to ensure your success in sixth form. Let's get right into it. So first of all, who am I? My name is Ernie Alima. I've just finished year 13 and I did 4 A-levels. I did maths, economics, French and politics and I achieved 4 A-stars in all of the subjects. Tip number 1 is be prepared for changing social situations. So you're going to have lots of new people joining your sixth form. There are going to be people who are leaving and there are also just going to be changing friendship dynamics and changing social situations. That's perfectly fine and that's perfectly normal. People do mature in sixth form. Everybody is now wearing professional clothing. People start to take their studies seriously. This does mean that friendship groups will inevitably change. However, that's normal. It always happens. It's not something you need to worry about. It's just a natural part of moving on in life. Tip number 2 is to reflect on your GCSE performance. So you've already got your grades a few weeks ago and you've probably had the chance to look at your results and either celebrate or maybe reflect on how you performed if you didn't achieve the grades that you wanted. If you haven't done this, it's really important that you start to reflect because the way you work for your GCSEs can give you a lot of information as to how you can work for your A-levels. If you didn't perform how you wanted to in your GCSEs, it's now the time for you to redefine yourself academically. There are 4 types of people in GCSEs. There are people that worked hard and got good grades. If you were that person, then just keep on doing what you're doing because it seems like it's working. There are people who worked hard and didn't get the grades that they wanted. If you were that person, just have a look at what you were doing and making sure that it's efficient for you to ensure you get good grades in your A-levels. There are people who didn't work that hard in their A-levels and didn't achieve the grades that they wanted. If you were that person, that's fine. GCSEs are in the past. It's now time to look to the future and focus on how you can change your methods of revising and working towards A-levels. There are people who didn't work that hard for their GCSEs but still achieved good grades. If you were one of these people, be very careful because A-levels are a jump up and don't expect that you can just cruise along. It's likely to be quite hard, especially as you move closer to year 13 and learn a lot more content. So make sure you establish habits of working consistently throughout year 12 and 13, as this will help you to achieve your target grades. On the topic of target grades, tip number 3 is be confident with your goals. I would highly recommend that you write down your grades or that you record yourself saying the grades that you want to get. Maybe even tell your family or close friends the sort of grades that you're aiming to achieve. And don't just be vague saying I want good grades, be specific. Say I want A star, A star, A. Or I want 4 A-stars, or I want 3 A-stars, or whatever you're doing, please be specific and please do that now. This is really important because it gives you a clear goal to work towards and it can give you motivation, especially when you're not feeling that you want to work. If you have a clear goal in mind, that will definitely be helpful. Tip number 4 is utilize consolidation. Consolidation just means looking over the work that you've done, going over it to make sure that you fully understand it and that you've learned it all and you haven't missed out anything. If you don't understand something, deal with it there and then. Don't leave it and start struggling later, closer to exams. You'd rather deal with the issue early just so you can get it out of the way and so you're confident with all of the topics that you've learned. On the topic of consolidation, please do your homework. Now, homework, although it can be quite annoying, it's actually really beneficial and it's just another way for you to consolidate your work. Sometimes teachers will set homework and they won't check the homework. This was the case for me in maths. The teachers never actually checked the homework, but I did it anyway. This was to ensure that I kept on consolidating my work and I understood topics fully. I know some people who didn't do their homework and this ultimately led to them struggling later. So it's important that you do all of your homework early. Ideally do it on the day that it's set, but just make sure you get the homework done. Don't skip it, even if it's really easy to, or even if you know the teacher isn't going to be checking your work, as ultimately you'll just be cheating yourself. When it comes to homework, academics, and life in general, consistency is key. Let's imagine that in order for you to achieve the grades that you want, let's just say 3 A-stars, you need to put in 1,000 units of effort. You can either put in 1,000 units of effort from day 1 of year 12 and spread it across as many days and weeks and months as possible, or you can decide to cram those units of effort into year 13. In the first situation, you're minimizing your workload and your life will be a lot more stress-free. However, in the second example, you've got a lot more work on your plate because you've left it to the last minute. So make sure you do your work from day 1. Make sure you spread your effort over 2 years instead of cramming at the last minute. In other words, start as you mean to go on and establish the habits that will lead to your success. Tip number 5, Start thinking about university and university courses. I know it's a long way away, but having an idea of what you want to study at university can be really useful because you can start to explore the topics and the subjects that you want to study. For example, you can read around the subject, you can read lots of books, articles, papers on a topic that you're interested in. You can also enter essay competitions. All of these things are going to be really useful when you apply to university in year 13. This is the time to start thinking about work experience too. A lot of people start to look for work experience closer to the end of year 12. If you start looking for work experience opportunities early, you'll have an advantage over everybody else who hasn't yet done that. A lot of big companies also offer work experience schemes, so please do your research. There are lots of resources online to help you do this. Tip number 6, study periods are extremely useful and use them wisely. When it comes to study periods or free periods, you'll find people who do work and you'll find people who don't do work. It's down to you what you want to do. For the people who don't do work, they're going to end up having to do a lot more work at home or later closer to exams. For the people that do the work, again, they're making their life a lot easier. If you're disciplined with your study periods and treat them like a lesson, you'll get a lot more work done and you won't even be missing out on that much. It can be tempting to play cards with your friends. However, if you want to succeed in your A-levels, it's best that you utilize all the opportunities and the free periods that you have. Tip number 7, utilize your teachers. Your teachers are there to help you. They want to help you and they're good at helping you. They have lots of experience with helping students. They know that students sometimes don't understand concepts. So if you don't understand something, just go to your teacher and ask for help. You can also get your teachers to mark your essays, and some teachers run help sessions. Your teachers at the end of the day are there to help you. So make sure that you make the most out of the resources that you have. Tip number 8, my last tip, is to take on opportunities. These can be extracurricular activities such as clubs and societies. If you're thinking of doing medicine, for example, you could join the Medicine Society or the Law Society if you're doing law, or the Economic Society if you're doing economics. If there isn't a society for a subject that you want to do, why not make one? This will look really good on your CV, and being the first person to make a society at your school will also have a lasting impact. It will also help you to develop skills and knowledge related to your subject. Other opportunities to consider are leadership roles. Leadership roles are really useful and they give you lots of skills too, such as confidence, public speaking, and general organisation. For me, at the start of year 12, I signed up to be a Duke of Edinburgh Young Leader. This was a really useful opportunity and I learned so much from it. The skills I developed from being a Duke of Edinburgh Young Leader, I passed on to other aspects and other leadership positions in school. These skills have also been useful in applications and job interviews. With the right mindset, organisation and support, you can make sure that you set the foundations for success and you can make sure your life is a lot easier in year 13. Please leave comments below if you have any tips or advice for people starting year 12. These will be really useful for other people because you're all in the same boat. Some people are also feeling nervous, maybe if you're starting a new school. Again, don't worry, there are lots of other people who are feeling the exact same things. So share any feelings, thoughts, comments, ideas in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. This will help me to produce more content in the future and provide more advice for you guys. I wish you the very best. Thank you for watching.